we're back with Weather for Weather Geeks. It's the Tuesday evening edition on the 6th day of April 2021, but it felt more like the 6th day of June or even July today, with temperatures soaring into the upper 70s. Let's look at today's official numbers across the area. We did 79 at the airport today. Also 79 in Cleveland, 77 in Pittsburgh, and up in Erie it hit 72 this afternoon. This 79 here at the Youngstown Ward Airport, our warmest temperature since October 23rd, when it was 79 degrees that day. But this was not a record today. The record high today, 87, set 11 years ago in 2010. The record highs will be a little more doable over the next couple of days. 81 is the record Wednesday, 81 is the record Thursday. I think we're going to be very close to those readings both days. We are sharing in the warmth across a lot of the Midwest this evening. It's 80 in Chicago, 77 in Dubuque, Iowa, 78 in Detroit. Spring is really going crazy across a lot of the Midwest, but there is a cold front off to the north and west, and yeah, there's winter. It's making a comeback across parts of the High Plains states, including 34 in Rapid City. Now, this front is a doozy right now, but it's going to weaken considerably as it comes east over the next couple of days. So a big temperature plunge like you see here across the Dakotas and Nebraska, that's not in store for our area. Showers are staying off to the north this evening from Rochester up towards Toronto and into deeper into Canada and Quebec and Ontario. We are going to stay rain-free through the night tonight. That front stays off to our north tonight into tomorrow. Our model shows just a little green tomorrow, 10% or less the rain chances during the daylight hours on our Wednesday. I think Wednesday is going to be very similar to today, a decent amount of sunshine, and again, making a run at 80 before the day is through. Shower chances stay off to our west, it looks like, for much of the daylight hours on Thursday, but I think the potentially wettest part of the whole work week will be coming our way Thursday night. Towards sunset Thursday evening, a shower might sneak in, but the rain's a little more likely towards midnight, but it's not going to be much. Scattered showers overnight, and I think a lot of these are out of the way by Friday morning. Our in-house model here shows lingering showers at 10 a.m. Friday. I'm not buying that at this point. I do think most of the daylight hours Friday will be rain-free. I told you last evening that we would talk a little bit about the longer range this evening, since the short range is pretty quiet and dominated by a lot of warm weather. I mentioned last evening that there are model trends as we head towards mid-month that suggest that this pattern, we're going to see a correction to this pattern. In other words, the really abnormal warmth that we're seeing this week is going to be erased pretty quickly by mid-month. And this is last evening's run of what we call the European weeklies. These are twice-a-week model runs that go out several weeks. Like with any model, you take this with a bit of a grain of salt as you go further and further out into time. But the modeling is pretty consistent here, not only on the European weeklies, but other sets of modeling as well. The American CFS, the GFS model, all showing the blues showing up here around mid-month as a blocking pattern takes shape across North America. This will feature high pressure across a lot of northern and eastern Canada, forcing the cooler air to come underneath. And that means that we're probably going to see these 70s replaced by a lot of 50s and maybe even some highs in the 40s at times during mid-month. So this pattern's not going to last forever, this warm pattern we're in right now. How long does the cool weather last? Right now, it looks like consistently through the second half of the month, we can expect a cooler than average regime. Like I often say, when we're in a warm regime, that doesn't mean that every single day is going to be warm, but more often than not, the second half of April maybe a little on the chilly side. What about the longer range? Let's talk a little bit about the summer this evening. This is a look at the European long-range seasonal modeling for the summer season, June, July, August. Wall-to-wall warmth across the country. A warmer than average summer does seem pretty likely based on the latest modeling, not only from the Europeans, but some of the US-based modeling as well. Precipitation-wise, the European model is not especially dry looking for us, but other modeling is a little bit drier. For example, here's what we call the CanSIPS seasonal model for the summer season, suggesting that, yikes, lots of dry weather across the country this summer. The CanSIPS also has a pretty warm summer from coast to coast. So the jury is still out on precipitation. There is a risk for a pretty dry summer. We're hoping not after what's turning out to be a pretty dry start to the spring season. There is higher confidence at this early stage of the game that the summer season will be a warmer than average one here locally and across a lot of the lower 48. That'll do it for me tonight. Enjoy this balmy Tuesday evening, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday for a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks.